Hi guys, it's Megan from imamom2.wordpress.com. So I'm here at my parents'. This is my parents' place actually. And this room in particular is actually the room that my kids stay in when we're up here. Let me see, I'll move a little bit out of the way. You can see their two beds here. So I wanted to just share with you guys for no other reason than just sharing. I've pretty much had the weekend from hell this weekend. First on Saturday morning, my boyfriend and I were supposed to go to a reenacting event, and we packed everything up into the car and all this. And I should also let you guys know that my kids were actually at their dad's this weekend. And we were packing up everything into the car, all this kind of stuff. We were heading off. And, oh, my computer is beeping. Let me just close that down. Pull out of the driveway, and my engine light pops up. Nobody ever likes that, but I've also actually never seen the engine light in my car. So, obviously, I was not happy, and but it seemed to be driving okay, right? So I'm like, it's okay, I have to get gas, so we'll do a little drive around, see what's going on. Went and got gas, and when I turned the car back on, it wasn't revving up. Like, I had to floor it to be able to get out of the parking lot in the gas station and all that. So I immediately took it over to the mechanics, which thankfully was only 5 blocks away. And depending on whether or not they can find a used part, it could cost anywhere between $600 and $1,200 just to be able to fix it, like just for the part, let alone all the labor and stuff to get into it. So that's gonna suck. On top of that, I mean, I should also say that the timing of it was actually the best case scenario, because the 2 days beforehand I had driven about 3.5 to 4 hours each day because my kids were at a sleepover, and so I had to drop them off and then pick them up and blah 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 blah. So at least it wasn't on like a major highway, and it was just out of our driveway, right? And that it hadn't happened when we were gone for the day trip. I mean, having said that, I do have CAA, so if we got into trouble, we could have at least been towed, etc., etc. But if any of you drive on the 401, which is one of the highways that I would have had to have driven on Saturday, you understand. It is the major highway with, I think, 4 or 5 lanes each way, and, you know, the speed limit of 100 is, you know, the bare minimum that everybody goes. So I'm glad it happened at our driveway, basically, and being able to get from the driveway to the mechanic. Just means that probably my little car, my poor car, my sexy station wagon, will be out of commission until probably Wednesday at the earliest. So, fine. The mechanic called me to let me know this bad news, but he's like, but every gray cloud has a silver lining. So with that, that means that you could now open the bottle of wine and just go and just drink. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, dude, like, whatever. For the record, I did not, but the point was I could have if I wanted to. So anyway, I'm putting around at home. I actually finished my schoolwork, which was the good thing on Saturday. I finished my schoolwork for the semester, and we're supposed to be getting grades on Monday, so I'm looking forward to that. Probably by the time I post this, actually, I will have my grades. But anyway, I get a call from my mom. Now, I don't know if any of you have this situation, but apparently phones only go from my phone to my parents' phone, not the other way around. So I already was kind of like, uh-oh, something's up. Took me about 20 minutes to be able to get in touch with her. My dad was in the hospital. Apparently his appendix decided that it didn't like him anymore and wanted to be taken out immediately. Now my parents live an hour and a half away from me, or I guess I live an hour and a half away from them because they moved here first, whatever. So I immediately go into panic mode because I have no car, I can't get there, all this kind of stuff. So I'm very, very, very thankful that my bio dad, actually my biological father, I'm adopted. I think I've mentioned it. Anyway, he was very, very kind, and he dropped everything to come and get me and bring me up to my parents. So very, very kind of him, and I am so, so glad that I did, because I know if I had stayed home, even though my mom said that, you know, everything's fine, dad's fine, don't worry about him, blah, 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 I still would have worried. I wouldn't have slept at all on Saturday. But I was able to come in, and it was after visiting hours and blah, 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 but I just said to them, you know, I'm from out of town, this is as soon as I could get in. And they let me go in and see him, and I was able to talk to him for like an hour, which was awesome. Because he was like 5 hours out of surgery, and he was able to have, like, that's amazing. So he is doing well. I actually just got back from the hospital again now. It's Sunday, but I'll probably be uploading this on Monday. He's already worried about going to a meeting that he has to go to on Tuesday for work. He's already given me a lecture about, well, not a lecture, but a teaching, whatever you want to call it, related to his business. He's, you know, being sarcastic with all the nurses, all this kind of stuff. We actually had him up and out of bed for about 15 minutes or so, which was really, really positive. He's kind of surprised at the whole thing, because my dad is as healthy as a horse. Like, he's not on medication. The hospital staff were shocked that he's still working. And, you know, like, he just, you know, he's a bugger to go. So it's kind of been emotional for my mom and I. And I'm actually heading back to my town today, because I have to pick my kids up from their dads. I'm very fortunate that my bio dad, actually, he and his wife both have cars, and so he's going to loan me his car while I'm waiting for my car to get fixed, so that then the kids and I can still come back up here to my parents' place if needed, and quickly, which is very, very kind and generous of him. And he just makes a joke of it. Well, I gained too much weight on my vacation anyway, because he just got back from vacation. And, you know, I need to walk to work this week anyway, because then I can lose the weight. I'm like, okay, whatever. So overall, the weekend has turned out okay, because my dad's okay, which is great. But to be honest, I fired Saturday. So just to let you guys know, it was fired. I was done. By the time I got to bed, I was so frazzled, and yet so happy that I was able to have an hour-long conversation with my dad. And just all of it has gone really the best case scenario, considering the situation. So, I don't know. I just wanted to share with you guys, because it's been a crappy weekend, and so I'm sharing. I don't know. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.